Welcome back to the only action figure call-in show, the Action Figure Call-In Show podcast. That's right, this is where you get to call in and have your voice heard to talk action figures, toys, pop culture, anything you want, actually, you can call up. When do you call? Wednesday nights, 8 p.m., over on that Junkman Live channel. That's right. You can go to junkman.com. That's our main YouTube channel, but that Junkman Live is where you want to go to make sure you get the live stream and call in. All you need to call in, people ask, do you need an app or something? No, just your phone. Just call in. I'll post the number on the chat. Call the number, and you get on and say whatever you want to say. So what's tonight's topic? Well, we're going to look at toys we got that we just didn't like. Maybe this is something we begged for Christmas. Maybe this is something, even as an adult collector, you couldn't wait to get it, and you got it, and oh my God, it sucked. For me personally, one of the ones I remember was really wanting a robot called Verbot. I really wanted this Verbot so bad. The commercial made it look so cool. It looked like you could be sitting there watching your cartoons in the 80s, and Verbot would bring you a drink out of the refrigerator. This Verbot was horrible. Horrible. It wouldn't do. You had to program it with your voice, and me, I don't talk real good anyway, so it never would do really good. But that's probably one of my worst. But I want to hear from you guys. What's the worst toy you ever got? So let's jump into the phone calls. This is the Junkman. Who's calling in? Who is this?
I'm Alexis.
I'm
Alexis de la Rosa.
Hey, how are you?
I'm always commenting on your videos. Great videos.
Yeah, I know your a name. Like, I don't think I've ever talked to you, but I recognize the username anyway.
Yeah.
So how's it going?
Great. Just watching good old wrestling.
Wrestling, or wrestling, as we say down here in the South. What you watching?
AEW.
Who's on tonight?
Chris Jericho.
I know that name. I don't know much about wrestling, but I know that one. Is the Honky Tonk Man on it?
No.
Oh.
Don retired.
Huh? He retired?
Yeah.
I predict a comeback by the end of the year. You remember I said that.
All right.
He's going to have Chris Jericho in the full Nelson by the end of the year. I promise you.
Hit him with a guitar shot.
He probably will. Well, anyway, what's on your mind tonight?
Nothing. Can't really think of a bad toy.
Can't, come on. Everything you got, everything from your childhood to adult you loved?
Yeah, maybe one thing, a vintage Nerf gun. I don't really care for that gun. It was from the 80s.
Oh, those 80s Nerf guns are nothing like they have today. We got ripped off.
No, I wanted a modern Nerf gun when I was a kid, but my mom went to a thrift store and found an old Nerf gun.
Oh.
Besides that, nothing else.
Man, that's okay. Is there anything you're collecting nowadays?
Mostly, 4 main items: Legos, Star Wars, Hot Wheels, and wrestling action figures.
There you go.
The main 4.
Ooh, I would like to have some Star Wars Legos, but I don't have the patience to put it together or the money to buy them.
No, last year I bought a bunch of the 501st Legion Squad battle packs. I bought like 10 or 12 of those.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
where are you calling from? I think I forgot to ask you that.
California.
California. Man, I hope it's easy to find toys out there.
Every once in a while.
We can't find nothing new here. The pigs are all empty.
Same here with Lando Calrissian.
No.
Fucking shelf warmers. Shelf warming Lando Calrissian everywhere.
Yeah, I saw him today. I was like, oh. I don't know why people don't like Lando. He's popular. I don't get it.
I already have a older Black Series 3.5 inch Lando Calrissian, so there's no need for retro packaging.
He's not really different. So I was like, why buy him? So how's it going, Spoonie Lee?
Going good, man. Up here in the beautiful state of South Carolina, just right up the road from you across the border.
South Carolina, that's south of North Carolina.
It is, and it's north of South Georgia.
That is true. That is true.
So now we won the geography quiz.
Yes, we're not as dumb in the South as people think.
We're not as dumb as we look.
No. So what's on your mind tonight?
Man, listen, I want to talk about some of the worst toys that I ever got as a kid, and you may agree with me. Remember when Grandma would go and get you one of those rack toys?
No.
Spider-Man on the motorcycle, Thor on the motorcycle. What What is Thor doing riding a motorcycle?
I've done a couple of videos on their rack toys. They were great when you were out of town on vacation or something, but you did not want to get them for your birthday or get them, when you were at home. It was something to tie you over in the car, and that was about it. But they were stupid.
And you took them off there, and they had that plastic dong hanging out the bottom where they were sticking on the motorcycle, and then you lost them, and then you just had a weird Spider-Man with the plastic dong running around the house.
Yes, that was probably the only good thing. It had a plastic dong. That was probably, that was enjoyable. You could laugh at that. Would keep you. Do you remember? I don't know if they were rack toys or not, but you're probably around my age. It was like a plastic toy, and it was like a swing set thing or something. It was buttons on both sides, and you squeeze it, and the figure in the middle will flip around. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It has like strings on it.
Yeah, you make it like a horse, usually a horse or donkey or something, or you're talking about the ones where would like do gymnastics in the middle of it.
Yeah, it would flip around in a circle, and you could depend on you hit the left or right, and you can make them go. You're talking about the little wooden ones where it was rocked back and forth, I think.
Yeah, you press the button at the bottom and it'll collapse.
Yeah, like you shot it. I used to like to shoot stuff with it.
Those suck too.
Yeah, but they had another one that was plastic. It would just flip around. I don't know why I just thought about that. But I don't even know if that has a name or not. So the worst toys you got is rack toys?
I'd say so, yeah. Pharmacy toys, man. Anything you got where you couldn't use the figure that was mounted to the vehicle.
Oh, yes, I hated when there was a figure mounted on something.
But if you had your Spider-Man with a plastic dong, he could mount something.
Always good to have a plastic dong in your hands.
No doubt, homie. Well, listen, have a good night. Stay safe. Have fun in Vegas. We'll see you next week.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for calling. This is the Junkman. Thanks for calling to the Junk Room. Who is this?
This is Dustin McFinkelstein. Junkman, what's shaking?
Dustin McFinkelstein's calling in again.
You got it, Bubba.
Hey, how's it going tonight?
Man, we hanging and banging. How you is?
I is good.
That's what's up, my brother.
Oh, so what's the worst action figure or toy you think you ever got?
Man, it's one I bought recently. I bought one of them Ninja Turtle, man. I bought that, he's like a rhinoceros, man.
Oh, yeah, I think his name's Philip.
Yeah, Philip the rhinoceros.
Yeah, I don't know much about Ninja Turtles, but
he's dressed like he's the one who dressed like a lesbian in Portland, Oregon.
If you say so. Unless he got Birkenstocks on, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, man, he came broke in a package, man.
Now, he came broke?
Yeah.
Man, I bought a Catwoman that was broke. I know how you feel.
Man, I bought a cat one time that was broke.
No, you don't want it. Well, it's got 9 lives, so that's okay.
He wouldn't stop barking.
No, that is a broke cat, I tell you.
Man, I tell you what. What's the worst toy you ever got, man?
It's hard to say. Probably the most excited I got for, and it was horrible, was a toy called a Burbot. It was like a little robot. You program it. On the commercial, he went to the kitchen and got a drink out of the refrigerator and brought it to the kid. I got that thing. It wouldn't do crap. You had to scream into the mic, walk forward, and it wouldn't even. It was horrible. I was so let down.
Yeah, that sounds like my ex-wife. That's
why I
married her.
I understand. I got one of those also.
Damn, man, that's crazy.
Yep, but that's our 2 worst toys. I heard yours, you heard mine, so if you got anything else?
No, that's it, brother. Keep on doing the damn thing. I love your content, man. Your channel's hilarious. And I know there's a lot of haters out there in YouTube land, but they need to get a sense of humor.
Hey, if I ain't got people hating me, I ain't doing something right.
That's what's up. You 115.5% correct, my brother. Keep on rocking and rolling, Junkman.
Okay, we'll talk with you next week.
All right, brother.
Later. And that was Hulk Hogan. I could have been wrong. I think that might have been Hulk Hogan. But there you go, 470-541-2423. Now that we popped the cherry on our second call. This is the Junkman. Thanks for calling into the Junk Room. Who is this?
Hey, Junkman, it's Paul.
Paul! Where are you calling from, Paul?
Yeah. I'm coming from a bunker in an undisclosed location.
Uh-oh. Is Art Bell with? I guess Art Bell's not with you. I guess he's way under now. But I get the reference.
Here with me.
Yeah, I hope he's not with you. But I do get the reference.
All right. Well, I don't have too many complaints for the toys because I had a great childhood with my parents, so I'm very, very thankful for that. So I don't have too many complaints, but there is one, I guess I would say, that I bought on my own that I was disappointed in, was that somewhere around 96, that Power of the Force 2, that it was a little box. It was supposed to be like the Death Star escape, the tunnel when they were breaking out
Right.
Princess Leia, that little contraption thing.
Yes.
And I saw that and I was like, oh, that is so cool. And I get it home and I open it up. I'm like, oh, well, this is kind of disappointing. So a little disappointed in that. I don't know how bad that is. For some people, it could actually work. Nowadays, I could think it would have made for a good stand for some figures, but as a toy, it was pretty lame, I thought.
Yeah, they were good. There were two of them, and they were both good for dioramas, but that was about it. It was just a hallway.
Right. Yeah, I didn't like that one. And I don't know if this counts. This one is way worse. I don't know if you would consider, but the Atari 2600. Now, back then, it could be considered a toy. I know they consider video games different from toys nowadays.
Yeah, I would call both of them a toy.
Yeah. And how about that Pac-Man on the Atari 2600?
Ooh, I hated Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Ah.
That was a letdown for me and my brother. We waited in line. Our mom took us to the I think it was called Silo. They sold washing machines and TVs and refrigerators, and had that video game was coming out. We waited in line for 2 hours. Didn't go to school that day.
Oh.
We got that thing. We get home and we pop it in, and we're like, "Oh, this is terrible."
And the maze wasn't even the same. It didn't look good. It seemed like it was flashing the whole time.
Exactly. I was going to say that it was pinkish and clear, and it just kept it was like your screen was ghosting.
Yeah, I can remember. I couldn't tell if I ate the Energizer or not. If they were I couldn't tell what color the ghost was.
Right. Yeah, it was terrible. So that would probably be the worst for me. But I don't want to be totally negative, and I wanted to ask you a question.
Yes.
About another toy. Is that okay?
Yes, ask anything.
Did you ever play with those little handheld football and basketball games? They were just a little red blip on the screen. They were Mattel. I think they were made by Mattel.
Yes, everybody had them, but I didn't have them, but I played with them. I had a friend that had one, and there was a kid on the bus that always had. The football one's the only one I remember as a kid playing. I wasn't never good at it. I could never figure out what to do, but of course I played it. I just didn't own it.
Well, yeah, I have those. I have the football and the basketball, the original ones from the 70s, and then about 10 years ago they reissued them, so I bought them again. So I kept the original ones back in my box, and then I played with the new ones. But I was just wondering if you were ever interested in those, you ever played those, because those are really cool retro toys for me. You know, the original video games for people our age group.
Oh yeah.
Besides Pong and Breakout.
Does your original work?
Yes, they do.
Oh, that's good technology.
Yeah.
But I could never figure out football. I had friends that played it, and I was like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, they had the football. It came out in the white one, and then after that, they reissued it in the green one, and you could go backwards, and all the kids were like, "Oh my gosh, it's the greatest thing ever! You can go backwards now." Before you could only go forwards on the first white one.
Yeah.
So that was a big leap in technology there
Right.
for us kids.
Yeah, I remember having an arcade Pac-Man. It was really... No, I remember wanting it. It looked like the arcade. I mean, they make them now probably, but this is early 80s, right time Pac-Man Fever was out. And it looked like an arcade machine. I used to want that so bad.
Oh, yeah.
I bet the graphics are horrible now. I bet it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be.
Right. Yeah, if you go back and you...
I probably would have gotten a bit disappointed if I did get it.
Yeah. That's kind of what I think about some of the old toys. I'm like, do I want to get that, or am I going to be disappointed? It looks cool on the video, but then it might be disappointing to actually get it.
And the bad thing back then, you couldn't go look on YouTube or anything. You just had to trust a commercial, which was mostly a lie.
Yeah. Truth in advertising.
Oh, that's right. Okay, we got anything else?
Well, one more quick thing. You did the video on the Kenner-style Marvel superhero, the cards, the 5 POA.
Yeah.
Kenner-style cards. I didn't know anything about those because I'm just Star Wars only.
Right.
But I saw that video and I was like, oh, those are really cool. So I went and I bought some just because there's no Star Wars on the shelf. I wanted a toy, and I got some of those. I'm not a superhero person at all. I don't know any of them. I know who Hulk is. So I got some of those from watching your video. I know you don't benefit from that, but I sat through the advertisements on your video. So
Hasbro should give me some then, shouldn't they?
Yeah, so I'm going to tell them. And but I just want to say thank you for all your videos. You've got you're funny, you're upbeat, you're positive. You've got some great sense of humor. You've got informative videos. You've got funny videos. I look forward to it every day.
Well, I appreciate you watching. Just don't give me a big head. I think I complain sometime. I do complain sometime.
Oh, well, yeah, that's totally. I you do, and that's normal. But
right.
I think it's all normal.
I'd rather know me as the guy that, hey, that guy loves that, than hey, that's that guy that hates that. I just don't want to be that guy that hates everything.
Exactly, yeah, and that comes across in your videos. So keep doing them. You're entertaining a lot of people. A lot of people like what you do, and I'm one of the many. So thank you very much.
Okay, well, thank you for calling in. Back to you. This is Junkman. Who's calling into the junk room?
Hey, Junkman, I just thought I broke my phone because I got like one of those Google robot things, so I'm glad it's not broken. This is Devin.
This is who?
Devin.
Devin. I had a friend named Devin when I was little. Only Devin I ever known. Now I know 2 Devins.
I know about 5, man. That's all right.
Oh, man, 5. So what's on your mind tonight?
The topic was 2 bad toys, but I got some weird ones for you.
Okay.
So the first one that I got was from my grandma when I was like little. It was from the Michael Bay turtles, and it doesn't even look like a turtle. It looks like a walking booger.
I want to see that now. I got to go Google that now just to see what it looks like.
Just Google Michael Bay Ninja Turtle action figure.
Okay, I have to look that up. I don't remember that one.
It was like later on. It was like new.
That's grandma's for you. That's grandma's for you.
Yeah. You meant well.
Yeah.
And this other one I got was from the new Ghostbusters Afterlife series. It's a pink ghost, but you press down the button like the fight feature. It doesn't even look like a ghost on the inside, like not to sound crude or anything, but it looks like a vagina.
Now that one I got to see even more than the booger. So you got a walking booger and a vagina toy. Oh, man. And you call them bad toys? It sounds like good toys.
Yeah, I got some pretty good ones. Hey, you consider him good. I consider him weird.
Weird, yeah. Weird, I give you. But it's always good to have something weird.
I didn't even notice it at first until my friend came over. He said, that looks like a vagina. I was like, huh, it does.
Man, yeah, I have to check that one out. I don't know if I want to check that out. I say I will. I don't want to Google that.
Man, it was brand new. I'm surprised it got past, like, Toy R&D, whatever runs it now.
Yeah, you'd be surprised sometime. Where were you calling from? I forgot to ask you.
I'm Kentucky.
Kentucky. Man, great.
Yeah.
Been there a couple times. Good place.
Bunch of tobacco, too.
A lot of tobacco up there. You got a lot of good, real country music comes out of Kentucky.
Oh, yeah, we have, like, a country music festival every summer.
Oh, really? Yeah.
A lot of music.
Yeah, you got a lot of good music comes out of Kentucky. Well, you got anything else?
You know that one toy video that you did where you was, like, reviewing, making fun of toy reviewers?
Yes.
That video was therapeutic for me. Those guys get on my nerves.
It was
Like,
it was therapeutic.
around.
It was therapeutic to me also. That's why I made it.
Oh. I'm surprised you kept the energy and tone up for that long.
Sometimes it's not easy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and I just wanted to tell you, I like your videos. See, I was born in the mid-2000s, so watching your videos, it lets me learn about the past and, like, all the stuff that happened in pop culture before I was born, and that's really interesting to me.
Oh, that's cool. I'm glad some younger people watch, because I know I got a lot of older people watch, but it's good to know some of the younger people are into the old stuff still.
Oh, yeah, I've selected, like, a few old stuff, like, from the 80s. Mainly Ninja Turtle stuff.
Yeah, I don't have many Ninja Turtle videos. I got a few, but not many. Okay, got anything else?
So, yeah, what is your earliest memory of an action figure? Because usually it, like, invokes kids to where they keep collecting to adulthood. So, which figure stuck to you the most?
I think that your earliest I remember, we had a store called Zayre's. It was kind of like a cheap Walmart. Probably 78, 79, 78, I know, because it's the first time I saw Star Wars figures. Me and my brother went into there. He got, I think, an Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he taught me into getting a C-3PO. And that was the first action figures I can remember getting.
Good memory.
Yeah. Fake, but I can remember going, I don't know why that one stuck out of my head. I guess because it's the first time I saw them.
Man, people can remember that far back. If I get that good of a memory when I'm older.
Well, I don't remember details. I just kind of remember what figure it was, where it was, and it's kind of fuzzy. So a lot of it I probably added to myself. I probably go back in time and be like, oh, okay, that didn't happen like I remembered
it. Yeah, I get that too. Like when my grandfather used to take me to the pawn shop.
The pawn shop?
Yeah, there was one in Winchester, Taylor's Mall. They had like a band there that would play music.
Man.
And they would just have old games and figures just all over the whole entire place.
That's cool. I always like to go into a pawn shop. And
don't know if it's still like that. It's been a couple of years.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You never know what I find an Ewok Village playset at a pawn shop, but you wanted way too much for it for a pawn shop, so I didn't get it. But,
how much did he want for it?
Oh, like $150. I don't know what it's going for now, but I know.
No, I would have paid that much.
Yeah, I was like, no. I was like, pawn shop, I want a deal. And I don't think, it wasn't even complete, I don't think. I was like, no. So, anyway, I want to thank you for calling.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Okay, call back anytime. Yeah, this is the Junkman. You just called into the junk room. Who is this?
This is Felix. I called a couple weeks ago. I didn't call last week, though.
You didn't call last week. Well, dang.
The black Indiana Jones guy.
Oh, that's right. I remember Felix. How's it going?
I'm all right. Broke up with my girlfriend, so you're cheering me up a little bit.
Well, if you broke up with her, she broke up with you.
She broke up with me.
No, that's why you need cheering up. Obviously, if you broke up with her, that would be the cheer up part. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey. They come and go. They come and go. At least you still got your action
Plenty of
figures.
fish in the city.
You still got your action figures.
It's true.
At least she didn't take them with her, I hope.
No.
Okay. I have a friend that got a divorce, and his ex-wife took all his vintage Star Wars stuff just out of spite.
That's just mean. Did she even like it?
No, she didn't. She hated it.
That's just cruel.
And she sold them to a comic book store, and I'm sure she didn't get.
Terrible.
I'm sure she didn't get a good value for them.
Yeah.
And that's just hitting below the belt. Come on.
That is.
Yeah. So what's you got any bad toys?
Okay, so when I was a kid, I was like sort of obsessed with what the Emperor's Royal Guard, the red, what they had underneath those robes,
Yes.
I'm like, is it Stormtrooper armor? Is it some kind of like, weird other kind of armor? And then I finally bought the figure of the Royal Guard. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And I looked under the robe. It's just a big hunk of plastic.
No, the vintage one?
It was one of the ones in the 90s.
Oh, yeah, the 90 ones was yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that one was. That was nothing but plastic. Yeah, that one wasn't fun at all.
Son of a gun.
Yeah. I had a friend that had the Royal Guard in the vintage line. He had two of them, and for some reason, both of them, he cut the robes off. It was just hard. I was like, why would you? It just looked horrible. It looked stupid because they had a helmet on and a weird body that didn't match.
Yeah. Cut the ropes off both of them, you said?
Yeah, and didn't even. I think he tore it off because it wasn't cutting. It wasn't cut like a professional or anything. He just. I was like, why would you rip that off? But he was a.
Well, I mean, I can almost see doing it on one, but doing it on two of them.
Yeah, and he didn't even get them at the same time.
That's weird.
Well, he had all his capes were missing too, so maybe he just didn't like. Maybe he didn't like things on his figures. I don't know.
I don't. But yeah, and there was also, I remember this was a huge thing in the 90s and then early 2000s were those Tiger electronic games.
Ugh, horrible, wasn't it?
We had so many of those, and it's like my parents are guilty of probably giving a bunch of those to other kids for like their birthday or whatever.
Oh yeah, well we didn't know they were horrible then.
Even back then,
we knew they were horrible once we played them, but we still wanted them every time we saw them.
All right, because I always had like cool artwork on the front of them. You're like, ooh.
Yes, and the commercials
how much money they made on this.
The box always made it look so exciting, and there was never. And you could, if the light hit just right, you could see where each little character was going to be on the game.
I remember doing that. Yeah, I'm like, whoa, look at all this stuff going on.
Yeah. Like, I hadn't seen that pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I never had many of them, but they was always horrible.
Yeah, we had like too many of them, and then it was like you couldn't get rid of them too. It was like you throw them away, you get like two more the next week.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, they brought them back out recently as a retro, and I was like, do they really have to bring everything back? Come on.
No.
And kids don't want to play that. You know, kids don't want to play that today.
It was like a prank. Like, hey, got you a Tiger electronic game. Oh, thanks, jerk.
It was the birthday present crap. When you was on your way to the birthday party and you're like, oh shit, I didn't get anything. There's a Revco, and you run in and buy a Tiger game.
Right, because they were cheap too. They were like $7.99 or something.
Yep, and they came with the battery. At least that was good.
Right.
Okay, you got anything else?
No, that's right. I can tell you a cute story about one year for my birthday.
Go ahead.
My dad, I really wanted this, the aluminum Falcon playset, which, they've had a million of them. And I kept asking for it for my birthday. My dad's like, all right, I got one more present for you. I'm like, ooh, I know what it is. And he came out with this book of this, paper Millennium Falcon that you build, you know what I mean? A model of it.
Yeah.
He's like, that's what you were talking about, right?
Yeah.
I was like, no. Then he brought out the real one.
Oh, I thought he was tricking you. Okay, that's a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
he would always do that stuff. The paper one did actually end up being kind of cool. I think I was too young to make it. I think my brother did. But.
Yeah, I never was good at that stuff. I had a How to Draw Star Wars character book, and I could never do it.
I've tried so many others How to Draw books, and I'm just like, I can't.
Right. Okay, well, anything else?
Like, if I'm in a hostage situation. No, I'm good.
Okay, well, keep watching and call in next
Have a good
time.
night, man.
You too. Bye.
Yep.
Yeah, he can forget about that girlfriend. Yeah, girls. This is the Junkman. Who is this calling into the junk room?
It's me. Hi, Junkie.
Who is this?
It's Ashley.
Ashley, I thought. Oh, I didn't want to make a guess, but I thought, is this Ashley? I didn't even know you were in the chat. I haven't even seen you in months.
I've been monitoring you.
You know, so where are you calling from?
Well, right now I'm in Kansas City.
You're all over the place.
Don't get me started, yeah.
So what's on your mind tonight?
Well, I was just wondering, anybody mention Slinky, Shrinky Dinks, Play-Doh?
Play-Doh? What's wrong with Play-Doh? Play-Doh's great.
It always dried up.
Well, that's because you didn't put it back in your egg. You got to put it back in the egg.
Yeah. How about Teddy Ruxpin?
Oh, Teddy Ruxpin sucks. What's wrong with a Slinky?
In agreement. Slinky, it's only good for going downstairs.
That's the point. That's what it. Well, mine never went downstairs. It might go down one step and it would stop.
Right.
And it would pinch your skin.
Pet Rock. Pet Rock. How about that?
Pet Rock. Now that's a genius toy.
But I was going to say, I think it was Paul. I was in agreement with him about the, of course, the whole POTF2 line in general.
Oh, yeah, those play sets. About a lot of stuff from that line was, yeah.
I still have that stupid thing, that Death Star Escape.
Ooh, I know I bought one. I bought two. One to open, one to close. I don't know where it is now.
Same here.
Yeah, I don't know where it is.
Looking to get rid of them, right?
Yeah, I got rid of a lot of my 90s stuff in the early 2000s.
Oh, you're ahead of me then.
Yeah, now you can't hardly give that stuff away.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So out of all the toys you've gotten, those are the worst ones, Silly Putty and Slinky?
I don't think that I ever really got a bad toy, to be honest.
Man, you're the second person. Y'all spoiled. Or maybe I'm just, I don't know, real nitpicky.
I mean, I'm sure there is something, but, again, the whole 96 line and on up, in my opinion, I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, there were some good things. Wasn't many, but there were some good. The figures were okay, unless when they stopped being so bulky.
Well, especially Princess Leia.
Oh, Monkey Leia.
Can I say the best thing that I ever got, though?
Sure.
It was at a garage sale. It was 1979. I think I told you this before, though. And it was the Sand Crawler for $5, and it had a Vinyl Kit Jawa in it.
I hate you. How much?
Yeah, it's no lie.
And how much you pay for them? Like $1?
I think probably about $5 or something. Had the remote and everything. It was.
Oh.
It was about brand new back then.
You're killing me.
Of course, the Jawa was just like, hey, there's a figure in here. And the lady was like, oh, just take it. So he became my little commander for a while, of course, until my cat chewed on him in 1992.
Got to keep them away from the cats and the dogs. Man, I'll kill that cat.
That's true. Yeah, well, luckily I have one encased now.
Did you ever have sea monkeys?
Oh, sea monkeys? No, that would have been,
They were horrible. They never looked like anything on the package.
Okay, yeah. Now you're making me think. What was that one thing that went around and chomped? It was like a little board game.
Chomp.
It had a little head in the middle, and it wanted to eat your stuff.
Did you throw stuff in its mouth?
I think so. Not the Jaws thing. The Jaws thing was actually cool.
Yeah, the Jaws was cool. I think I know what you're talking about. Somebody in the chat, I can't think of the name.
Mr. Mouse.
Yeah, well, that should have been easy to guess. Yeah, they had a game called Mr. Bucket, and you had to put your balls in his mouth. Okay, well, we're going to jump to another caller unless you got something else.
Okay, well, it's good talking to
you. This is the Junkman. Who's calling into the junk room?
Blake.
Blake! There's the man. I saw you in the chat earlier. Blake is in the chat. What's up, Blake?
What's up?
What's up? You like Lego, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had somebody asked me about Lego, and I thought, I know you like Lego.
Oh, yeah, I really like Legos.
Yeah, I'm not good at putting them together. Even with instructions, I can't do it.
I mean, one of my favorite Lego sets I have is the Lego Death Star.
That's awesome. I've seen that before. I've seen that in the Lego store. That Lego store is impressive. Have you been to a Lego store?
I think once.
Oh, they got
That was like very little.
Oh, it's crazy. They got all kinds of stuff. Just, all put together, all look nice. They're nice. I wish you could just buy the figures. I would just buy the Lego figures if they sold them.
Yeah, the Lego figures are really cool.
Yeah, I think I would rather have them. They would look good sitting up. I think I would buy them before I buy the other things. But anyway, you got any bad toys? Your dad's probably gonna be like, "Oh no, I thought he liked that."
Oh no, because he did this one on purpose.
Oh, one of those kind of dads. What do you do?
So I hate Rose from The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker.
Rose? How can you hate Rose?
I just don't like her. She's annoying. She kissed Finn for no reason, even though Finn likes Rey.
Hey, this ain't Blake. This is Geek the Gamer Kid. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I understand. A lot of people don't like Rose. I don't care for her too much. I don't hate her, but I don't care for her either way. So.
Yeah, but he bought 12 Black Series Rose.
God. Ooh, I'm sure he found them on clearance. At least somebody bought them.
Yeah.
Oh, and what'd you do with them?
They're in a box.
That's when you make a good video of you smashing each one with a hammer or maybe burning one.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. I'd love to do that.
Yeah, you can do it in slow motion. You know, don't just go get a lighter. You get your dad to help you or something.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to burn the house down and people blame me for it.
Yeah, that would not be good.
No. So that's a bad good gift, I guess. You never got a gift that you wanted so bad, then you got it and you're like, this is crap.
No. Not actually.
That's because you got all these new fancy toys. You didn't grow up with the crap toys like we did.
I mean, if you count the vintage Star Wars toys.
Hey, well, that ain't crap.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, those are good, but there was some crappy rip-offs that came out back then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen a bunch of rip-off versions of all the vintage ones.
Which is now it's pretty cool. Now I'm like, oh, I want that now. Somebody said you need to shoot those guns with a BB gun. Oh.
I don't have a BB gun.
Oh, that would be hard, man. You just throw rocks at it. I think burn them would be good. At least burn one. Sure, you can find something fun to do with 12 of them.
Oh, yeah.
But, okay, you got anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, well, you always call in, so I want to thank you again for calling. You're always here to support. And what's your YouTube channel again?
BTW Vids with a Z at the end instead of an S.
That's right. I checked it out because I watched you did one about Walmart and Target, and I tweeted it out. I don't know if it helped you any, but it was a pretty cool video.
Yeah.
And I know you emailed me. I told you to email me about doing something together. I will get back to you. I'm just really, really, really slow about doing something with somebody, but it would be fun to do something together.
Yeah, because I know that you're very, very busy.
And lazy. Don't forget that part. Okay, well, thank you for calling.
You're welcome.
Thanks. We'll
Bye.
talk again. That is Blake, one of our two young callers there. That was great to hear from Blake. Now, who do we have calling into the junk room?
No, am I on?
You are on.
Oh, what's up, brother? Hey, man, this is George calling out of Norfolk, Virginia.
George, what's up?
What's up, my man? Yo, bro, let me tell you something. You're a very, very busy guy. It's really hard to get on this, to go on live. I feel like I was on trying to get concert tickets on a radio station. Keep calling like a stalker.
Yes. We only got one line, and at first, the first 10, 15 minutes, nobody called, and I was like, oh man, what are we gonna do? And then now everybody's calling, so that's good. I think it usually takes the first person, like everybody's nervous to call, and once I put the first person on, then everybody else is like, okay, now I'll call.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm like walking the dog. I'm telling my wife, "Oh, what are you doing? I gotta go call this toy guy on the phone. So I gotta go do my chores so I can go talk to him."
She's probably thinking you're calling some woman. She's probably like, yeah, right.
No, you know what? Maybe a couple of years ago, but now she knows.
Now she knows you'd rather talk toys to a middle-aged man than talk to another woman.
Damn right. It's circle of life.
Yeah. So
listen. So we're talking about toys crappy toys we got when we were kids. I remember back in the day in the 80s. We're about the same age, and there were RoboForce, these robots that had like suction cups at the bottom.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
All right, so I remember wanting them. I was like, oh, I want these. When I finally got them, I mean, I come from a large family of like 20 cousins. So at my birthday, so basically I'm getting heckled. Everybody's like, what is that, a plunger? What is that? Very big disappointment. Disappointment number 2, Centurions. It wasn't a toy, but my aunt went to one of those discount stores back in the day.
Yeah.
And then she got me and my cousin the thing. And it was like, I don't know, it must have been about 14 inches of one of the Centurions, Ace McCloud.
Okay, yeah, I understand.
But he wasn't a toy. He was like an office playset. Like his arm was his arm was tape.
Oh,
he had scissors.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Even hearing about him, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I never had a Centurion toy, ever. Not one part of the Centurions.
Yeah, I didn't either. I didn't know they made an office. I didn't know they made anything like that. It must have been just a knockoff.
Yeah, I mean, the helmet came off. I got to look that up.
Yeah.
But it was a crazy-ass toy where it was a monster thing where it was kind of like a toy, like it takes apart, but then like each body part was an office desk item.
Crazy. What year was this been?
This had to be, probably between 84, 85?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, 86, somewhere around there.
Maybe 86 towards the end.
Yeah. That's odd. Yeah, I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, that's the only one I've ever seen. And my cousin and I, we're the same age, so we always ended up getting the same gift.
Yeah. Oh, don't you hate that? I had an aunt that would do that, buy me and somebody else the same gift. I was like, well, that's just boring. That's lazy.
Well, we worked it out because our birthdays are 5 days apart. So we worked it out where with G.I. Joe, like I would get the good guys, he would get the bad guys, or whatever toy it was. We tried to make not to get this because we always played together.
Oh, so y'all didn't get the exact same thing. Just close.
Exactly. For a while, we were getting the same exact thing. I'm like, oh, look, you got a Chewbacca. I got a Chewbacca.
Yeah, that's what my aunt used to do. I was like, what? Well, that's boring. But
yeah, well, back then, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, great. But definitely, I don't know, those RoboForces thing, man. I don't know how who greenlighted that and how they got away with just a piece of plastic.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that. I don't remember that at all.
It was a square little tube, plastic guy, about the size of a beer can, and you squeeze the back. His arms look like accordions, and you squeeze the back. There's a button in the back, and they were kind of do like a bear hug type of deal.
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah, well, good times. What are you gonna do? It was either that or crack.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And you're probably looking up and find out things worth $1,000 now. And you're like, oh, why didn't I keep it?
Oh yeah, the fucking I don't know the curse, but the stupid headquarters base. They even had a base and everything.
Oh man, right? Oh,
so
that's crazy.
Anyway, my brother, keep up the good work. I don't want to keep you up, and I'll be checking you out soon.
Sounds good. Thanks for calling.
All right, my brother, be good.
This is the Junkman. Who's calling?
Hi, my name is Caesar.
Caesar, how's it going?
It's going well.
Where are you calling from?
I'm actually Smitty.
Smitty?
I'm calling from New Jersey.
Well, now you're confusing me. New Jersey. Smitty.
I'm the donor. Smitty, yeah.
Oh, you're the one I was trying to read.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I was like, usually we have at least a 5-minute break in between calls. So this was the one time I got a super chat and everybody just kept calling and calling and calling, which is fine. I want them to call in, but okay. So now I can answer your question, which is funny. Before I realized it was you, I said, "Hey, you just called in." So I'll ask you a question now that you called. I like Lego. I love Lego. I can't afford Lego. I don't have the mindset to put them together. And like I was telling Blake the call earlier, I would love to be able to buy the figures if they wasn't $10 a piece or something crazy. And I do like Legos.
Buy them online.
Yeah, I'm sure they're not. I'm sure they're not $2 or $3 like they should be though.
No, they're not. They're crazy expensive.
Oh, I know. My son was into them. He was just buying the Lego figures like we used to go to a convention, and just like one little figure was like custom Lego figure was like $10. I was like, I can't do it. But I do like Lego. I appreciate Lego. I don't have room for them. I don't have the mindset to put them together, and they're kind of expensive. But other than that, I have no problem with Lego. Do you buy Lego?
I do, yeah.
Okay. Like I said, they're really cool. I would love to have.
I'll be honest, it's really nice. You feel successful after building it, but it just takes up way too much space.
Yeah, I'll say they take up a lot of space, and for me, it's like even with instructions, I can't hardly ever put them together. I end up getting aggravated and throwing it. So, but I made my son bought a Indiana Jones airplane. It took me 2 hours to put this little airplane together, and then he threw it against the wall.
Those are valuable.
Yeah, I figure those Indiana Jones ones. So, but which one's your favorite that you have?
My favorite would have to be the Razor Crest from The Mandalorian.
Ooh, I bet that one does look sweet. I didn't realize they did that one in a Lego yet. That's pretty cool.
I saved up to buy it for Christmas. Took me about 2 or 3 days to finish building it. It's a really nice display piece. Yeah,
I know the Lego store that I went to had a Death Star that was just awesome. And then the Falcon. They had a Falcon on display, and I was like, man, that Falcon. It was crazy money, but I was like, that would be awesome to have.
The collector's edition one?
I don't know. It was recently, and it was huge, and it was a lot of money.
Do you mind if you can answer one more question?
Yeah.
So I'm a younger collector. I'm 16, and I want to know how I could start buying more figures since I don't have the money, or I can't really find any of them out in the wild, and I can't really buy online.
Well, I think that's everybody's problem right there. But you got money for Lego, so you got some money coming in. Are you looking to buy current stuff? I guess you mean like new stuff, or whatever. Huh?
Both vintage or new. Anything is fine.
Can you buy? I know you say you can't buy online. Could you trade on a Facebook group?
I haven't thought about that actually.
That's a good place to start because find what somebody else is looking for, or maybe you got something somebody's looking for, and just try to build up a relationship there of looking out for each other. That's where I would start, and then sadly you're gonna have to come into some money somewhere.
Because usually I would get stuff from my other schoolmates. Recently I got this Toy Biz Doc Ock from 04, but the arms on the back are missing. So it's only just no tentacle, just him.
Oh, that's at your age. It's a good time to get toys from your friends because they're moving on.
I traded him 2 games for 2 weekends for it, and I'm not sure if it was kind of worth it or not.
If he's missing, I don't know about that, but for 2 weekends, you just traded it for 2 weekends.
2 Wii games.
Oh, 2 week? I thought you said 2 weekends. 2 weekends. Well, does anybody play the Wii anymore?
I do. I collect 12 games too.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Well, in fact, I was telling my son I would love to play Wii bowling, but I know I got a Wii somewhere, but I need to. I miss playing on the Wii, actually. How far old games do you play? You play like really old games or like old to you?
I used to have an original Game Boy, but I sold it for a PlayStation 1.
Ooh, man. I love that old Game Boy I had. I had a PlayStation 1 somebody
I'm
gave
Metal
me.
Gear Solid on it right now.
Oh, that's cool. I don't play much new game. I want a system that'll let me play GTA without buying a system. I wish they'd just make a Grand Theft Auto system, because that's the only thing I care about playing. My son got me into playing that, and then his Xbox broke, and that's how it goes. He plays.
I remember playing that.
Do you play computer games? Or are you more console?
Some more console.
Yeah, he got a gaming computer, and I was like, I don't know how you play with that keyboard and everything. It looks hard.
Yeah, the layout's really confusing for keyboards. I never got used to it.
Yeah, but I've had people tell me that's the best way to play, but it just seems it's too much. But okay, well, you got anything else?
No, that's it. Thanks.
Okay, well, thanks for watching, and
have a great night.
Good luck out there. Thanks. Well, there he goes. Well, now I feel bad. He said he didn't have any money to buy toys, and he sent me a $10 super chat. He could have bought an action figure with that. Probably not $10. I mean, really. This is the Junkman. Who's calling into the junk room?
Hey, Junkman. It's Kevin Gould. How you doing?
Hello, Kevin. How's it going? Where are you calling from?
Calling from New Jersey.
New Jersey. So what's on your mind tonight?
Well, the topic was the worst toys, and I can tell you from the 80s, Manglers would have fit the bill for me.
I remember seeing those commercials. I never had them, so they wasn't worth getting.
Well, so Manglers, if you remember, there was like a caveman and dinosaurs, and the whole selling point was you were supposed to be able to rip them apart and they would stick back together. But it never worked. You ripped them apart, and then you just had broken, sticky toys that would just pick up fuzz off the carpet.
Oh, I know. Anything sticky got covered in carpet, that shag carpet in the 80s.
Oh, God, yes. And they came out, the big playset was a slime volcano, and you would put the slime in and you put the caveman down in a cage. But I received that, and the first thing my dad did was march me down to the end of the street and poured the slime down the sewer. So I had a volcano that didn't produce slime and a bunch of ripped up broken figures.
Oh, that's no fun. He didn't want you doing the volcano in the house. I could at least let you do the volcano in the backyard or something.
No, yeah, they were afraid, I think, again, of the carpet, just being covered in crusty slime. So.
Yeah, I know that He-Man slime toy.
That.
A lot of parents didn't like the He-Man slime toy for that reason.
So, what other thing I wanted to ask you that wasn't related to that is I'm always impressed by how many T-shirts you put out. And do you have a background in graphic design? Because I feel like that's an unsung part of your channel.
No, I have Google, and I take an image and I cut and paste.
Oh, you make it look effortless.
I steal someone else's. I mean, most time it's like the one I got today is just a toys, just logos. So I just cut out the background. If it's an action figure, I just cut around it. So no. I mean, there's a few that I've reached out. I got a guy to help me on a few things, but mostly it's just honestly grabbing it off, taking a picture of a toy or grabbing it off Google and cutting and pasting different pictures together.
Oh, well, I love them. One of my favorite was the one you did with the bounty hunters on it. That was really that was a cool birthday gift I gave to a good friend of mine.
Yeah, everyone loves that one. Disney pulled it at one time, and I put it back up, and they hadn't noticed it yet. So fingers crossed, 'cause everybody likes that one.
Hasbro had a problem with it, or
Disney I think pulled it down. Yeah, which is odd. They'll pull down. They'll pull down one thing and leave all the other ones up. So it's just odd what they pull down, what they don't pull down.
Yeah, the mouse is always watching.
Oh yeah, always. I'm picky. So, but I put it back up and they hadn't noticed yet. So
good.
Yeah, well, I need to do another one that has the droids on it. That's one thing about doing next.
Oh, that's a cool idea.
Yeah,
I'd like to see that.
People always like that. But okay, you got anything else?
No, that's it. Nice chatting with you, Junkman. I love that you're doing these shows. It's a lot of fun.
It is fun. Okay, thanks for calling.
Have a good night. Bye.
This is the final call, so let's take this one right here. This is the Junkman. Who is this?
Junkman, I have a feeling you know who's calling, and you're still asking anyway.
I don't know who this is because I hit the button before it told me.
Okay, this is Sith Critic.
Oh, I should have known the voice. That's my fault. I should have known Sith Critic. He's the critic of all Siths.
How you doing, my friend?
Doing good. How about you?
So, good. Let me tell you about the worst toy I probably ever got, which is kind of a story, but if you bear with me. When I was about 10 years old, my grandmother and my aunts took me and my siblings on vacation on a trip to Florida. The objective was Disney World. But there would be several boring days leading up to that with just hanging out with my elders in the Tampa Bay area. So it was a week-long trip, and I needed to pack all the requisite items. And in my 10-year-old mind, that meant packing my entire Transformers collection. And it was an impressive collection circa 1985. So I packed 2 suitcases, one with clothes and one with all my toys. A suitcase with nothing but toys. And my aunts were shocked that my mom would actually let me pack all my toys, but I insisted to them that I needed to bring this. And of course, when we arrived to Florida, the suitcase with toys was peculiarly missing. And my family pretended that it was accidentally left behind, but I knew they had deliberately left it. And so we're at this beautiful resort with a hotel, a pool, ocean, sunshine, but no toys, not even one. So I kind of felt deceived. I told them that if they just told me that I couldn't bring the suitcase, I would have picked out at least 1 or 2 toys, maybe Optimus Prime, maybe Soundwave. I don't know, it would have been a tough decision, but I would have managed. So I fussed and I moped about, and they eventually promised to take me to a toy store so I could pick out 1 toy to hold me over for the week. But the problem was that we didn't know any stores in the Florida area. It was just nothing but resorts where we were. And my aunts and my grandmother were more interested in vacationing than hunting for a toy for me to shut me up. Eventually, we ended up at a drugstore for something else, and they pressed me to see if there were any toys in the toy aisle that I might like. They had no Transformers, so I was pretty bummed. I eventually relented and picked a Superpowers Superman. And I'll tell you, I was not a fan of superheroes in 1985. This was Transformer country, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I tried my best to yield some fun out of the Superman action figure, but it wasn't easy for me. I really missed building Devastator or having adventures with the Transforming cassettes. But anyway, look, I had a great childhood, a spoiled childhood, if you will. So I realized how silly this sounds in retrospect. But for me, the worst toy I ever had was the toy I felt forced to get, the Superman at Superpowers action figure. It just wasn't that special to me.
Well, you had no one. Did you just get Superman and no one to play with?
I had no. They said I could get 1. So I kept to their word for that. So I just got the 1, and I'm just trying to fly around with him. He had like if you squeeze his legs, his arm would move up or down like a kung fu chop or something, which is really weird. But anyway, I was not a fan of Superpowers at that time. But later on, I think in my collecting years later on in life, I think I found Superpowers to look pretty cool. I thought they were pretty cool toy line. But at the time, I don't think they were that popular. If you remember when they first came out, I don't think they were.
I think Series 1 and 2 was, and it quickly died. It quickly died out.
Yeah.
But I mean, you just get Superman with nobody to play with.
That story.
Yeah, but you get Superman with nobody to play with.
I know.
I can see why that's no fun.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is that I had the expectation of having all my toys surrounding me on the beach, and look, my family was correct. You don't want to risk taking all your toys in a suitcase that could get lost, stolen, or broken, So, in my wiser years, I realized that I probably would have done the same thing, But I wish they had at least have told me to bring 1 thing because I was bored out of my mind, for a few days there. But we did have Disney World at the end, so there was a happy ending after all.
Well, that's good. Well, I mean, yeah, you could have at least bought 2 figures. Get you somebody to have Superman fight somebody.
Yeah, it would have been. Lex Luthor was a peg warmer, I think, back then. But he looked really stupid. He looked really lame. Lex Luthor with like a robotic green armor on, it just didn't match. It didn't match any of the movies. It didn't match any of the cartoons. I don't know where they got that from.
Yeah.
It was a Kenner line too, right?
It was Kenner. Yeah.
Oh, those guys. What were they thinking?
Yeah, I think I only had
all right,
two.
Junkman, that's all I had to say. I just want to call in with a quick little story. But I hope you have a good remaining podcast and enjoy hearing everyone else's misery of toys that they hated when they were young.
Okay, thanks for calling. That is our last caller of the night. I'm going to shut this down before another call comes in.
Ooh, got a lot of great phone calls tonight, didn't we? It was a lot of fun hearing about some of those toys that you got that you really wanted and was really let down. Yep, like I said, some of these were from a collector's point of view and some of these from a kid's point of view when we were little. But, hey, can't all be winners. Sometimes there's false advertisement. Something these commercials are really good at making stuff look like it's really cool. And then you get home and 9 out of 10 times it probably sucks. Well, this is the Action Figure Call-In Show. Don't forget, call in Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. over at That Junkman Live on YouTube. Links in the podcast description.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.